Your 2022 Heroes Among Us environmental category recipient, Kathy Irvin of Dysart.
I'm a retired teacher of students with special needs. I loved Iowa and I wanted them to love Iowa. We planted trees in the schoolyards of the different schools I worked at, and we planted flower bulbs and we picked up trash. It was part of the teaching role to teach children to appreciate their environment. Right after my husband died, I was feeling very rudderless and I didn't know what to do. And the only connection I could think of was his interest and love of the farm and my duty as a steward of it. So in 2017 and 18, we started the first 70 acres of the prairie. So that is well established now. I had the love of the prairie, but the Tallgrass Prairie Center had the knowledge, and they are the ones who made it the place it is today. It was so lovely and such a nice thing to leave for the people of Iowa, the students around that come out and work on it. I hope those kids come out and tell their kids, no, I planted this. This is where I was, and take some ownership of it. I think that's the fun part about it, getting the students in. I have volunteered to tag monarchs since 1998. I was out in the trees behind our house and the farm, and I looked over to the pine trees and they were brown, and I stopped and looked, and they were covered with roosting monarchs on their way to the south. And I had read about it and taught about it from the National Geographic magazine when they announced that they'd found where they went to. And so I was enthralled. The next year, I ordered 25 tags and tagged my first 25 monarchs. One year I had 809 tags when I was much younger. And when they get to Mexico, they go to the sides of the mountain. So in 1996, my sister and I took our March vacation down there and went out to the area where the monarchs gathered. It's just magical to see acres and acres at that time of monarchs on the edges of the evergreen trees. It was a real, genuine miracle to see it. I'll give you a little quote here. We come and go, but the land is always here, and the people who love and understand it are those who own it for a little while. That's the Willa Cather in O Pioneers, and that's been my thought. I didn't own it. It's always here. It is for all of us.
Kathy Irvin, your 2022 Environmental Heroes Among Us.